Have you ever felt like the time you were born holds a deeper meaning? Something beyond dates and calendars, something ancient, almost sacred, written quietly into the rhythm of your life? Carl Jung thought so. He didn't see your birth month as a trivial fact or a coincidence. To him it was a doorway, a symbolic moment in time that whispered truths about your inner world, your emotional patterns, your potential, even the quiet purpose you've been chasing without knowing why. Jung believed that every month carries its own psychological signature, its own atmosphere of energy, like a current running beneath the surface of nature. And when you're born, you don't just enter the world, you step into that current. It's not about superstition or predicting your fate. It's about recognizing the invisible language of symbols that has always been trying to speak to you. Imagine for a moment that the month of your birth is more than a marker. What if it's a mirror, a reflection of the emotional seasons you carry inside you? Maybe that's why some people thrive in chaos while others crave calm, why some are pulled toward nurturing while others are driven to build or break or create. Jung's work with archetypes and the collective unconscious revealed patterns that stretch across all of humanity, stories and symbols that echo through cultures, generations, and dreams. He saw life not as random, but as a vast tapestry of meaning, and you, right at the center of it, shaped in part by when you entered the story. Each season, he said, holds a different energy. Spring pulses with renewal, summer blazes with vitality, autumn carries reflection, winter demands stillness. And every month nestled within its season absorbs a piece of that energy and passes it on to those born beneath its sky. Take March, for example, a time of thawing, of stirring, of transitions. Those born in March often carry that same energy within, a feeling of being between phases, between identities, between light and dark. They may live with a kind of inner restlessness, always evolving, always searching for the balance between who they were and who they're becoming. Contrast that with the energy of January or July, months that rest solidly in the heart of winter or summer. These people often exude a kind of stability. They have the archetype of the anchor, the builder, the one who weathers the storm. Their strength lies in their ability to commit, to endure, to hold others steady when the world shifts around them. They don't just survive, they structure survival. Jung saw time not as something neutral, but as alive. Each moment has a mood, a tempo, a symbolic texture. When you're born into that specific note in the song of the year, it doesn't define you, but it leaves an imprint. Like the scent of a season clinging to your skin, it follows you. Not loudly, not obviously, but in your instincts, your dreams, your struggles, and your gifts. What if you looked at your birth month not as a fixed point, but as a compass, a way to orient yourself in the world? It won't give you all the answers, but it might help you ask better questions, like why you keep encountering the same emotional lessons, why certain roles feel natural to you, or why your path seems to loop instead of stretch straight ahead. Jung didn't believe in putting people in boxes. He believed in revealing the deeper framework beneath our lives, the symbolic scaffolding that holds us together, even when we feel like we're falling apart. Understanding the energies of the month you were born isn't about limiting who you are. It's about illuminating what's already inside you. Because once you understand the patterns that shaped your arrival, you start to see your life differently. The mistakes, the desires, the cycles that repeat, they all begin to make more sense. And in that clarity, something beautiful begins to happen. You no longer feel like a life is just happening to you. You start to see yourself as a participant in something greater, or a rhythm, a story, a design, not written in stone, but whispered in symbols, just waiting to be heard. January arrives not with noise, but with stillness. In many parts of the world, the landscape is hushed, blanketed and cold, and the air seems to whisper rather than shout. It is in this sacred pause that the soul begins to listen. There's something ancient about January, as if time itself slows to make room for reflection. It's a month not of outward movement, but inward journey. Those born in this time often carry a quiet depth, a wisdom beyond their years. They don't always need to speak loudly to be heard. Their presence says enough. There's a calm authority in them, a sense of someone who has walked through silence and come back with insight. Yet this strength can also become a weight. The same seriousness that brings clarity can make joy feel distant. Their task is to allow room for laughter, even as they hold the world's wisdom in their hands. Then comes February, still kissed by winter's breath, but stirring with the first tremors of change. There's a restlessness here, a flicker of rebellion, of vision. It's the month of dreamers and disruptors, those who feel that the world doesn't need to stay the way it's always been. People born in February often carry an energy that doesn't fit in boxes. They see what others miss. They sense patterns, futures, potentials. They're not afraid to question everything, not out of defiance, but because they believe in a better way. These individuals often dance on the edge of the known and the unknown, and while that can lead to brilliance, it can also lead to isolation. Ideas are beautiful, but grounding them in the real world is where the true challenge lies. The journey of the visionary is to anchor their wild insights into something others can touch, see, and believe in too. As March breaks through, something stirs in the soil. The frost begins to melt, the light stretches a little further each day, and the world exhales. This is the time of rebirth. Those who arrive in March often carry the energy of awakening. There's a softness to them, but it hides a fierce resilience. They feel deeply, love deeply, and sometimes hurt deeply too. But they are the ones who rise, who find a way to begin again. They are the quiet artists of transformation, constantly evolving, letting go of the old skin to discover something new underneath. Yet their gift of deep feeling can become a burden if not tended carefully. They must learn to return from their inner oceans, to breathe air again, to stay grounded while still honoring their inner world. April bursts in like a flame. The days are longer, the winds louder, the earth alive with motion. April-born souls come with fire in their blood. They move fast, speak boldly, and act with conviction. These are the ones who initiate, who light sparks, who step into conflict when no one else will. They are warriors, not always in battle, but in spirit. They pursue what they believe in with intensity and passion. But fire, if left unchecked, can burn. These individuals may need to learn the art of stillness, the wisdom in waiting. Their power is undeniable, but their evolution lies in choosing when to charge forward and when to sit in the quiet and listen. May brings a different rhythm. The world settles into bloom, and there's a gentler energy in the air. Those born in May often carry a love of beauty and a need for stability. They move more slowly, not out of laziness, but out of reverence for the process. They are builders of homes, of ideas, of relationships. They understand that things take time to grow. They find pleasure in the tangible world, in the textures of life, in the small joys others often overlook. Their loyalty is fierce, their presence steady. Yet the same love for comfort can make them resistant to change. They must learn that stability doesn't always mean staying the same. Growth for them is found in learning to flow without losing their roots. And then comes June, warm and open, carrying us into the heart of the year. It's a time of movement, curiosity, and reaching out. Those born in June often embody the seeker, the one who asks the deeper questions, who travels far, not just in body, but in mind. They are natural communicators, mediators, and thinkers. They want to understand people, ideas, the world. They're not content with surface answers. Their minds are quick, their hearts open. But the seeker can become scattered, chasing too many paths at once, unsure where to land. Their lesson is in integration, finding depth, not just breadth. When they learn to channel their curiosity into something steady, they become bridges between people, between worlds, between what is and what could be. June stands at the heart of the year, suspended between the echoes of what is past and the whispers of what's still to come. It carries the energy of curiosity and motion, a lightness that stirs both wonder and restlessness. In Jung's symbolic world, this is the time of the seeker, the one who craves understanding, who hungers not just for knowledge, but for truth that resonates through the soul. Those who enter the world in June often arrive with quicksilver minds and hearts left wide open. There's a childlike spark in them, a kind of innocent boldness paired with a longing to explore the greater meaning behind things most take for granted. They are drawn to people, to ideas, to possibility itself. Their gift is their ability to connect, words, emotions, perspectives, lives. But that same openness can become their greatest test. The seeker wants to follow every road, to touch every star, and in that vast spread of desire, they sometimes lose their sense of direction. They might chase too many dreams at once or become tangled in the web of other people's needs. Their evolution begins when they learn to ground themselves, to carry stillness within them even as they keep walking toward the unknown. As the months unfold from summer into winter, the energy deepens. The second half of the year carries more gravity, more reflection. Jung believed this phase mirrored our inner turning toward maturity, introspection, and the transformation that only comes with facing ourselves fully. July opens the doorway into that descent. It enters with warmth, but carries a hidden depth, stirring memories, bonds, and the pull of home. The archetype here is the nurturer, the one who holds space for others, who loves instinctively and fiercely. People born in July often feel everything, not just their own joy and pain, but the emotions of everyone around them. They become the quiet strength behind many lives, the ones who offer shelter in the storm. But their gift can turn into a wound. In giving so much, they can forget themselves. Their journey calls them to learn that love is not only something we give away, it's something we must also offer inward. August arrives like a firework, bold and unapologetic. It is the time of the sovereign, the natural leader, the radiant soul who draws others in with presence and purpose. Those born in this month often shine in ways that feel fated. There's a confidence in them that speaks not just of pride, but of purpose. They want to guide, to uplift, to shape the world into something better. But power is a double-edged sword. The sovereign can become rigid, isolated, or blinded by their own vision. Their strength becomes true only when it is tempered by humility and used in service of something larger than the self. September brings a different kind of energy, a cooling of the fire, a turning inward toward clarity and order. This is the realm of the analyst, the one who sees patterns, who seeks to understand through logic and structure. Those born in September often have minds like finely tuned instruments. They plan, organize, and refine. They see what others overlook. Yet their precision can become a prison. They may chase perfection so relentlessly they forget the beauty of mess, of failure, of simply being human. Their healing begins when they let go, just a little, and learn that life doesn't need to be flawless to be meaningful. October drapes the world in color and contrast. It is a month of harmony and change, where beauty is always tinged with endings. The archetype here is the diplomat or the artist, the one who sees the world not in black and white, but in tones and textures. October-born souls often long to create peace, to bring people together, to make life more beautiful through art, love, or conversation. But their quest for harmony can cost them their truth. They may silence their voice just to keep the peace. Their growth lies in understanding that true balance comes not from avoiding conflict, but from facing it with grace and honesty. Then comes November, dark and still. The world outside quiets, and something ancient stirs within. This is the time of the alchemist, the deep transformer who is unafraid to face the shadow, who seeks not comfort but truth. November-born individuals carry an intensity that others feel instantly. They are often drawn to the mysteries, to spirituality, to the edges of what most people turn away from. They are shaped by endings and rebirths forged in emotional fire. But the path of the alchemist is not easy. It demands surrender, faith, and a deep trust in the cycles of life. When they lean into that process rather than resist it, they become powerful agents of healing, not just for themselves, but everyone they touch. And then, as the year bows to its close, December enters like an elder with quiet eyes and a soul full of stories. This is the time of the sage, the wise teacher who sees the whole path from beginning to end. December. Born people often carry an old soul's grace. They speak of hope even in winter, of purpose even in pain. They dream of something more, something transcendent. But even the sage can stumble. They may become lost in thought, disconnected from the present moment, chasing visions while forgetting to live them. Their challenge is to bring their wisdom down to earth, to embody it in the ordinary moments of life. Each month is more than a square on a calendar. It's a mirror, reflecting something back to us, something archetypal, something timeless. Jung never intended these symbols to box us in. He saw them as doorways, tools for understanding the soul's language. Your birth month isn't a definition. It's a hint, a whisper, a glimpse into the themes your life might explore again and again until they finally make sense. Real transformation doesn't come from knowing a label. It comes from living it, breathing it, choosing it every day. Jung called this individuation, becoming the most whole, most honest version of yourself. The path is yours alone. But when you begin to see your life through the lens of symbol and soul, you don't just walk forward, you awaken. And maybe, just maybe, you begin to recognize the deeper story you were always meant to live.